And I'm live. So, hooray for there being people waiting. There is nothing more frightening than the idea about going live and there being nobody there to watch. So, thank you to those of you who are here. I very much appreciate it. Um, Feeling a little under pressure. Darnell is clearly very happy that I'm live, um, feeling the pressure. So I will try and justify to being so excited you were here so early. um, Let me think. There has just been so much happening in my real life in the last couple of months that it's all been incredibly overwhelming. So for this to be even a thing was like the one bright light that was happening at the time. If anyone doesn't know, the reason I have been completely AWOL this year is I actually had quite a lot lined up after my talk with Philip. That was the last thing I posted. And after I spoke to Philip, my best friend who I live with, her and her family, she comes into my room and she goes, you know, all of that paint and stuff we've been cleaning up because they've been, repainting the house and they had to get rid of the last layer of paint. I'm like, yeah. And there was a lot. It was a mess. She goes, I've just gone and tested it for lead because they didn't. And yeah, it's all lead-based paint. This stuff had been drifting through our house for weeks. Like, not just a couple of days, weeks, almost a whole month. And we'd been daily cleaning this stuff up. There was so much of it. And so immediately we're in full panic mode, like, oh my God, lead poisoning. And she rang the property manager, and the property manager said, get out, and we'll just go however it goes. Just get out for now. So we got out. They put us up in a hotel for a couple of days, and that was fun. For some reason, they always assume that because there are two adults living here, they're a couple. My friend and I are not a couple. Admittedly, we can sound like we're married, but we're not. And no. So being put up in a hotel room with only one double bed made for another long delay and wait while they changed that. And then her kids had to go and stay with other people because we couldn't have all of us in this one hotel room. And then we got put in a B&B, and the landlord decided it was all too expensive and we weren't going to be paying rent and they weren't going to cover it. And so I went to stay with a friend. Their house got sold and they ended up having to move out like really quickly. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I come back and then I've got to find somewhere to live, and there wasn't anywhere. When they say there's a housing crisis in Wellington, they are not joking. I literally ended up at the welfare office asking for emergency accommodation. And they literally had to put me up in a motel for almost a month while we waited to come back. That is not ideal. But anyway, we finally got the go-ahead. So we're moving back, but we got the go-ahead for only most of the house. One of the rooms was sealed off, one of the kids' bedrooms, and the living room was sealed off, and the sunroom was sealed off, which meant we didn't have access to the back door, which meant that using the garage became a real pain in the bum because you had to go out the front door and then go all the way around the house. It was a debacle. We had to buy one of the teenagers a new bed because that was the one piece of furniture that came up as contaminated. So he couldn't come back and sleep on his own bed. So I was like, oh my God, are you serious? So we had to buy him a bed because we're rolling in money. We can totally do this. Not. So when they took down the plastic last week and we finally have a whole house again, it was a massive relief. Are we calm? No, because the landlord's literally looking at the house right now trying to work out what the painter's got wrong. So with all that said, I'm going to say hello to our lovely friend, Matt, who's just shown up to join me. So,
hi, Matt.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. It's a bit late here. I probably won't stay that long. I just saw the link in your chat and wanted to say congratulations.
Oh, thank you. As I said just earlier, it was the one bright point in the last couple of months. It's been very trying.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it
When
has
I
not
heard
been
you
great.
had lead paint and had to move out, I
Yeah,
thought, oh man, okay. That's a nightmare.
it really was. But I've come back with a bit of a hiss and a roar, to be fair. I've got somebody lined up tomorrow I'm going to be recording a conversation with. I've
Cool.
got lots of plans for things. So
Nice.
hopefully I'll be up and running properly.
Excellent. Yeah, now
So
that
that,
you're back,
yeah,
I still want to I want to go through the whole Realm of the
yeah,
Elderlings and do for each sub series, do a chat with you and Evie and Mads.
Mads.
And I was when your whole thing happened, I was like, I don't think we're going to do it right now. We'll just get a little space.
No, and that's the thing. I would have loved to, but everywhere I went, the
Yeah.
internet was just diabolical. I was like, no.
Yeah.
I seriously, I felt like I was cursed for a couple of months there.
Yeah. No, I can totally understand.
Right.
I just looked at that and thought, yeah,
So I
give Gary some
appreciate
time.
that.
Yeah.
And everyone's been really, really lovely and sort of going, oh, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting there. It was a couple of dark nights and of the soul, but I'm still with everybody. So yay.
Yeah, no, I mean the main thing for me was like you had your blood test and you were healthy.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing to start with, and then yeah, it's annoying and uncomfortable for a little while.
Yeah,
But
and it
I'm
was
glad you're back.
an exercise in perspective. You're like, yeah, it's all very inconvenient, and that's just trying. It could have been a hell of a lot worse. So, you know. And Evie's quite right here. Me and my best friend actually survived with our friendship intact. And it came close a couple of times. So, because, when everybody's stressed out, like really stressed out,
Yeah.
and you're in such confined quarters together, and we were for the first sort of 10 days,
Okay.
that was too much. And we both kind of had to go, look, we're going to write this moment off because we're both really wound up.
And yeah, that had actually occurred to me because I knew you lived with your best friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. So like you're both getting kicked out and
yeah.
Hopefully so it all goes well. But it sounds like it did.
It did. Eventually, we worked it out. Again, we've been friends a really long time. I mean, we both turned 50 this year, and we met when we were 9. So we've known each other for a while, and both of us treasure the relationship. So when it got really fractious, we were both like, do you know what? We're both wound up. Neither of us is in a good headspace. I'm not going to take any of this on board. I'm just not. So when this is all over, we're just going to write it off.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been able to do, thankfully.
That's the sign of a good friendship. As if you're both sensible enough to go, let's just back off for a minute.
Yeah.
And chill out. Yeah.
We've had to work on it. It's like any relationship.
Sure.
You have to, find your dynamic and kind of work out what your priority is. And I said to her, when we first decided to move in together where we are, I said, look, just please remember the friendship is the most important. If this gets to a point where we cannot stand being around each other, it has to stop. Because I'm not giving away 40 years of friendship over something that really doesn't balance out.
When you first moved in there, I was like, is that a really great idea? I'm not sure. I had before I moved into the flat I'm in, I had to get out of my last flat very quickly and quite unexpectedly. And finding a flat in Berlin is really difficult. And my best mate, Christian, he said, don't worry, whatever happens, you can bring all your boxes and put them here. I've got a place where you can sleep. You can stay as long as you want and all of that. And I was like, thank you. But I really hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
because I think that would be stressful for both of us and our friendship, and I'd rather not do that to you and to us. So it worked out. I found a place. But yeah, when you moved in there, I was like, I hope it's a very good friendship.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
But it sounds like
we still have our moments. I mean,
yeah.
every relationship does.
Yeah.
But we've also had that conversation a few times over the years of, do you know what? The friendship is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Very good. Very good.
So, yes. Oh, anyway, thank you for being one of the people who got me into Realm of the Elderlings. Yay! 230 pages into Royalist lesson, and loved every page of both books. Peter, that makes me so happy. Oh, and here's another one of my Realm of the Elderlings people. My lovely friend of the channel, Evie. So, hi. Your hair's looking very pretty today.
I have not brushed it today, so
okay.
It's very whooshy.
Yeah.
I don't know. You look very medieval lady that's looking glorious and about to put on a fabulous frock and go walking on the lakeside. So,
oh, Derry, did you get my message, by the way?
The Megan Lindholm. No, I haven't started it yet.
Oh, okay. So we can read it.
We I have to read the Spear Cuts Through Water, Evie.
Listen, just add this to the list.
Okay. We're going to be buddy reading until I die.
Thanks, Grumpy Smurf. Your favorite people and Matt. Very nice.
I think that's why
nice.
you
Good
are
one.
the and Matt.
Yeah.
Smurf.
I need you're lucky we love you.
It's her avatar.
I know.
Yes.
And she answers to it. Like every time I call her Grumpy Smurf, she replies. So
why not? But yeah, I literally was looking at the Spear Cut Through Water this morning and thought, right, I have to start this now because I've just finished Randish Birds.
I was going to say you moved it.
Yes.
It was on the other side.
Sorry, the highlighted book goes to Robin Hall.
Of course.
So,
yeah, fair enough.
That's the channel. Anita only speaks for most people. Apparently.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm well aware that most people don't like me very much. That's fine. I can live with it.
Hey, you can't appreciate all of the fabulous sweetness around if there's not a little bit of bitter.
Yeah, and I'm happy to play that role.
It is also it's playground humor. We wouldn't tease if we didn't.
That's right. I wouldn't tease if I didn't like you.
I don't know. Did you ever get teased on the playground?
Me?
Yes.
I got teased on the playground when I was little a lot because I was a fat kid, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't because people liked me.
Well, no, in that instance, children can be cruel, but I like you, and I tease you because I like you, because I don't feel safe being cheeky with people I don't know, because I don't want to hurt their feelings. I'm so rude
and direct. I have absolutely no right to object to anyone giving me a hard time. So
fair enough. I was always the new kid. We moved a lot when I was little, which is one of the reasons why this recent time has been so stressful for me. It's a PTSD trigger. I went to 14 schools before I was 13 years old.
Goodness.
Yeah, I was always the new kid. I was always the new kid who wore glasses. I was the new kid who wasn't into sport. And I'm sorry, if you live in New Zealand and you're not into sport.
Yeah. Yeah. I grew up in Australia. It was the same with me. Same with me. Yeah.
So I struggled.
That's okay. I hate humankind as well, so humankind can go to hell.
Well, Tanel likes you enough to start reading Empire of Silence.
Yes.
Awesome.
I was reading Ashes of Man today. Yeah, it's such a good series. It's so good.
Nice. I did say to you today, so many people have said to me, you have to start Sun Eater.
Yeah, well, and it's got a very similar dynamic. I mean, it's a very different series, but it's got a similar dynamic to the Fitz books because it's first person, told by an idiot who you want to slap all the time, but you still end up somehow really relating to him. And it's very enjoyable to watch him make all his mistakes and suffer.
Yeah. We're sadomasochist book readers, all of us.
And it's worse. It's worse with Sun Eater. Like Hadrian suffers more than Fitz, like hands down.
Oh no.
He really
That's a lot.
wow.
I was gonna say that's saying a lot too. So.
Yeah.
That's
a
lot. Yeah. I mean, Fitz has a lot more kind of positive phases in his life, even though he has very low points. He has some points, some periods where the only reason he's suffering is that his mind is messed up.
Yes.
But nothing's really happening to him.
No,
whereas,
a lot of it's self-inflicted.
Yeah. Hadrian has the same mind problems as Fitz.
Okay.
But the things happening to him are much worse.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Alex, you're not allowed to say Fitz. You're just not. Okay. You're just not.
I think everyone wants to slap Fitz.
I don't. I
mean, as long as you're not talking about my cat. As long as you're not talking about my cat. Like, don't slap my cat. But
no, never.
But Fitz Chivalry Farseer, he really needs a good slap.
He needs a hug. That boy needs a hug.
And a slap and a lot of therapy.
Oh, but apparently Kingdoms of Death was a tough read.
Yes, that's the one I just finished. And it's that's the specific one where there is stuff going on with Hadrian where you're just like, oh my god. It's rough. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I sympathize mostly. And so, yes, there you go. We can have a group hug with Fitz, Anita.
And then chip in for his therapy. Do I always binge series? No. Only when they're good. Only when they're like really, really good. And the thing that surprises me about Sun Eater, I'd heard, or not even heard directly, but I'd gotten the impression from what people had said that it was very philosophical and maybe a little complex and that kind of thing. And it's not. It's a page turner. There is a lot of philosophical stuff in it, but it's more like a little bit that makes you think, not like a page and a half of philosophy or something. It's a page turner. When I started reading it, I was just like, okay, I gotta start the next book now, and so on.
I need to know.
Yeah. It's exciting and very engaging, or at least I
do like those stories.
Yeah,
and they're often the frustration I have found again this year, because I haven't read so much new in a long time, is the I need the next bit now, and it's not out yet. And I'm like, oh my god, are you serious? And I am talking about Empire of the Vampire and Empire of the Damned, because I read that when it came out, Empire of the Damned, and I'm like, and now I need the next one. Write faster.
I'm about to hit that, because this is book 5.
Okay.
Book 6 in the UK edition in hardback.
Yeah.
Can be here in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Book 7 doesn't exist yet. But he's pretty quick. It'll probably be next year. But yeah, I'm about to hit
the whole series is
the waiting thing. Yeah. He's
rolled out pretty well.
I mean, the thing that also surprised me that I didn't know beforehand is he's also written 3 novellas.
Yeah.
In the same world. 3 collections of short stories in the same world. And like he's just been like banging out these books. Like one full-on novel every year, and then that's
some proficiency. Why are we screaming at Eve? Why are we screaming at Evie?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was distracted. I was trying to find For the Love of the Stories channel, but apparently YouTube is being very pain in the butt about finding your channel. So, For the Love of Stories, can you please tell me your @ handle? That might be easier for me to find you.
Yeah, so we can find you, and more people can be friends, because we love Robin Hobb, obviously. This channel.
Shameless, not self-promotion, but other person promotion.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but not sorry, Derry. For anyone that has not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the Only the Best Fantasy Novels channel. His name is Robin. He's literally, I feel like he's read everything. He loves Malazan. He loves R. Scott Bakker. He loves Realm of the Elderlings. He loves Brandon Sanderson. He loves, I don't know, everything. Like, China Mieville. Like, he loves Catherine Arden. He loves Simon Jimenez. Like, he reads everything, and he loves it, and it's amazing. And you all should go subscribe to him, and I'll put it in the
Oh,
chat.
he sounds like a fabulous person. So, clearly.
Another person for you to talk Rotary Elderlings with, Derry.
Absolutely.
You read the entire thing.
This is one of the instances where the book recommends the person. Obviously, as book readers, we're often recommending books to people all the time. So it's wonderful when we get to have it the other way around. You're like, oh, you like that?
Grumpy Smurf lies.
She does lie. She's
Yeah.
shocking.
Yeah.
Lucky we love her, really.
Yeah, but do we really?
Oh, look, we wouldn't be mean to her if we didn't.
Wait, Anita, how am I ignoring you? You haven't said what you want from me. No one said why they're yelling at me.
Clarity, Anita.
I was just joining in. I don't know what it's about.
Oh, fair enough. And we've already ruined Tunnel's TBR a few times, so awesome.
Fair enough. That's the worst thing about the Sunday pub. Is like almost every Sunday pub, I'm like, okay, that's 3 more books I need to read. Somebody recommended something and made a convincing argument. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you, Joanna. Thank you for popping by. Yeah, it's odd for me getting to 500. I never even thought I would, because I'm incredibly niche, even within our incredibly niche little corner of the world.
You're a specialist expert.
Yeah, and so this is odd. It's very odd. I mean, I'm not
Congratulations.
clearly, but
Why is everyone yelling at me? What the hell? Y'all should be yelling at Derry, being like, why are you even away for so long?
I explained that at the beginning, Evie.
Listen,
just
that
as you were
doesn't mean
late.
people can't yell at you about it.
Hi, Shad. It's lovely that you're visiting on your break. Thank you, Anita. Oh,
Yeah, good luck with that, Anita.
yeah.
What, the spiting me or the becoming best friends with you?
Oh, I mean, spiting you, I think, is probably easy, but
I mean, you're not wrong.
yeah.
You are relatively easy to rile up. It's only because Alan is part of our community. That,
All you have to do is have
none of us
an
stand
even.
out.
All you have to do is have an even slightly critical attitude towards the Spear Cuts Through Water.
It's true.
Right?
It's true. How
Yeah.
dare you?
It's like a huge target painted on Evie.
It's a personal attack, honestly.
It is. Absolutely. Alex, just chuck your channel name in with an @ and a gap. And then we can take the gap out and find you. So, yeah. Because more people should know you. Already rejecting friendships.
I'm not rejecting
I don't
friendship.
know that
I'm
that's
just
the situation.
You got to earn it if you want to be my best friend, Anita.
Listen, best friend is not a number, it's a tier. Okay.
Well, apparently, because, she's out here adding best friends willy-nilly all over the place.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of just like you don't necessarily want to get together with a woman who is cheating on her husband with you. You don't necessarily want to have a best friend that'll ditch her best friend that easily.
You're like, hello?
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to think about it, Anita. You made Evie look sad now.
No, I'm just very confused because
Nice.
There we go. Got it. I'm like, I forgot the number. And I'm like, this doesn't look like the same person. But okay. There you go.
Excellent. There you go, everybody. Alex is a lovely new person who is discovering the magic of Hob.
Cool.
So I have people to touch bases with, because there's a little list of them I need to catch up with on their way through the series, and those who have finished it that I didn't know while they were reading it. So my next one I need to try and get hold of is Darko from Kindles and Kicks.
Cool.
Because found out the other day that I'm also a fan of Firefly. Woohoo! Because we both mentioned Firefly in the comments of Josh's most recent video.
Darko's awesome. I was texting with Darko this afternoon about Malazan because he's reading the first book again. I think he read the first 3 and sort of dropped out, and he's decided to start it again. So
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
We were exchanging conspiracy theories about Animander Rake and so on.
Okay, fair enough.
And I think
Yes,
I convinced him because it came up in a live chat. I forget which one. I think it was with Brian Beltube. I think I convinced Darko to do a which sneakers would Malazan characters wear video.
Yes, I watched
specifically
that.
Malazan characters.
We need that. We need that book character pairing.
Exactly.
I think that would be an awesome addition to his channel.
I sent him a suggestion for Animander Rake for those of you who know who Animander Rake is. So we'll see.
And look, Mike is a Firefly fan as well. Nice. Very nice.
My days of underestimating you are coming to a middle.
That's right. It's got a name. I call her Vera. So, yes, I'm a fan of Firefly. Only the best fantasy novels is the username tag for Only the Best Fantasy Novels channel, which makes sense.
That took me way too long
Robin,
to figure out how to find that stuff. So
that makes sense. But yeah, although to be fair, it took me ages for my link to work because I forgot that there was a full stop at the end of my channel name. And here am I trying to give my link out as Derry's read it before and not putting a full stop on. So I had to go and change my channel name because that was stupid. So, and
I was talking to Dan about that because his channel name is so long.
Yeah.
And Black and Blue Collar Reader, but I think in the official name, like his handle on YouTube, there was a "the" at the beginning of it.
Oh, okay.
So anytime I search for Black and Blue Collar Reader, I'd never find it.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to get a name that's straightforward.
It helps if you're like me and your name, your actual name is weird. Not a lot of people are called Derry.
There's not many Derrys.
If you go and search Joanna, I mean, to find out our Joanna, you've got to really know what you're looking for because there's quite a lot of Joannas.
Just Joanna is too easy to find millions. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's yes, I get that it should be easy, but it's not always.
Yeah.
But, a stranger.
Hello, Dr. Kate. Dr. Kate. Oh.
Okay. Kate and Matt, have you guys met? Do you know each other?
I don't
think your YouTube time has overlapped.
My volume up. There we go. Now I can hear you.
Dr. Kate!
Kate hasn't been active for quite a while now, Kate. Yes. And Matt, you're relatively new.
Hi, welcome.
She was invited, but she's not going to make it because her kids aren't very well.
Oh, no.
That's a shame.
Oh, no.
But thank you for popping in to say hi. So, yeah, anyway, it's lovely to see you, Kate.
I know, it's lovely to see you too.
I'm hoping you haven't posted because life is going really well.
Life is interesting right now. It's okay. I'm studying for a really big exam right now, but I had to take some time out and say hi and come and see you guys because I miss everyone and I need to celebrate with you.
Yay! So, can you share any of what's going on in your life, or really it's private? Because if I'm being nosy, that's fine.
No, I actually ended up taking a year off of school.
You did an end.
I did. So I will be 5 years. So 2 more years until I'm a doctor, but that's okay. And I'm taking a really big exam in about 3.5 weeks. So I've just been studying my butt off for that. And my family, my grandfather died back in February of last year. And since then, I've been helping my mother take care of his estate. Him and my grandmother lived in that house since they moved in 1973. And so it's my mother actually graduated high school in that house and I grew up in that house. And so I call my grandfather like a level 1 hoarder, like not a full hoarder, but there was so much stuff in that basement, like hats that were made at Hudson's in like the 1920s that my great grandmother made. And like we cleaned out, there was one of those big chest freezers, that you like can't even reach your arm down into.
Yep.
And I found a fully frozen turkey from 1989. We took a picture of it.
How do you know it's from 1989?
Because it had a store sticker on it. And it said
Okay.
like expires on, so like it
Oh my
expired in
goodness.
1989.
Oh, I thought you meant like a full-blown turkey, like full-on
wow.
feathers or
Thanksgiving
whatever.
turkey, full size, yeah. And like my grandmother passed away in 96, and so there were like
Wow.
frozen things and canned goods and stuff that had her handwriting all over them, and like just the whole house was a mess.
Wow.
And so
Wow.
I helped her take care of that.
Outrageous.
We actually just finally sold the house about 3 days ago. They sold it, and I had a nice little cry session
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's like my home. But that's pretty much,
Emotional.
yeah, it was. I didn't think that I would feel like that about a house,
I get that.
but I did. My grandmother was an avid reader.
Generations of life happened
Yeah.
there.
Like I
Gotta
grew
be
up in there.
emotional.
And so underneath like the kitchen counter, I found like my little like 6-year-old glitter glue fingerprints from like when I would like wipe my hands under there and stuff. And like my sandbox used to be in the backyard. And so just like
Yeah.
lots of memories.
To,
But my grandmother was an avid reader. And so I ended up getting a couple of her old books. So like I have her old copy of Little Women and some stuff. So
Oh, nice.
those are really meaningful to me. So, and I'll have a place of honor on my bookshelf. I'm at Joe's house right now. So if you hear loud stuff, he's doing construction in the basement.
So Kate and Matt, you guys have something to bond over.
Yeah.
You both have cats named Fitz.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, my
Come here,
cat is not here because I'm at my boyfriend's house, or else I'd pick him up. But
Yeah, my Fitz is,
As a girl.
well, first of all, my Fitz is a girl, and second of all, she's giving me a stink eye at the moment. Just
oh no,
Wow.
staring at me.
my
Well,
cat's very
Cat
judgmental
loves
too.
stink eye, honestly. So
Yeah. Let me grab her, whether she wants it or
Yeah,
not.
because she's so beautiful. Fitz is
Mhm.
gorgeous. She really is. Emily sounds like she's just gone through very similar
Yeah.
with her parents' house. And that was after dividing stuff up between you and your siblings. Oh
Wow.
my Lord, Emily.
Oh,
Isn't
she's
she
beautiful.
beautiful?
Oh,
Come here.
and she runs away.
She doesn't
She's
like
so
being picked up very
gorgeous.
much.
Look at her.
And
She's
she's got
just
her
so
own little
lovely.
badger lock.
And she's got a weird little white
She
spot.
does
Yeah.
have a badger lock.
Yeah.
cute.
It's like there's nothing on her entire body that is white except this little streak up here.
Aww.
Everything else is gray and beige and whatever, but
She's just lovely.
It's a
Yeah.
special little magic mark.
exactly. She's a weirdo Maine Coon.
Maybe she's the chosen one of the cats because she has a special birthmark and she'll go on a
Maybe.
fancy quest.
Maybe she had some sort of combat trauma like Fitz,
That's true.
Possibly.
and a bit of her hair turned white.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but she's been
Anyway,
touched by
I'll let her
silver.
go.
That's what it is.
Yes.
I'll let her go.
She's been touched
Yeah,
by
my
silver.
Fitz is Fitz chivalry, and I may have to get him a sibling because he's bonkers energy, and I don't have enough like time to spend playing with him because he could play for forever. And so I kind of want to get a female cat to be his best friend, and I'm gonna name her Molly.
Oh, fair enough.
See, and I was thinking about
Thanks,
getting
Laura.
a light colored second cat and calling it the Fool.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
I like that. I like that a lot.
Fitz and the Fool. Oh,
Yeah.
Yep,
I love that.
I do too. I think that's awesome. Although it's like so many things when you're a book reader, you've got to stop yourself sometimes going, I can't justify getting another animal just so I can have a pair that are called that.
Yeah, no.
I'm also, I mean, my Fitz is
Ah.
the same as Kate's Fitz. She could probably play all day.
Yeah.
And if I'm not actively paying attention to her whenever she's awake, that's a problem. And having a second cat might relieve that a little, or it might
It
just
might.
mean I have to pay twice as much attention to cats. So,
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I'm going to take that as gospel, Laura. There you go. Or used to have 5. You can justify it. Okay, good to know.
see, but
I've
I don't want to
learned
turn
that-
into a cat lady.
There is nothing wrong with that, ladies.
It's true. Who says this is a bad thing? I learned this is my first cat ever, so I didn't know anything about, because I've been allergic to cats my whole life, but for some reason Fitz is just magical and I'm not allergic to him.
Yay.
And so I have my desk set up. I'm studying. He doesn't lay on my computer, but he comes up to me and he lays down and just stands like right in front of my computer screen. He rubs his face on whatever thing I'm writing with. So I'm trying to take notes or highlight something, and he's just like this. And so my notes are all scribbled. So I have to pick him up and put him down so often.
Yeah,
that
but it's
I
a
think
game.
No, it is. I think it's turned into a game, and it's better than him biting my feet, because he used to do that to get my attention. So.
Oh, yeah, that's
My Fitz bit my big toe last night. Really hard, actually. Yeah.
Because Maine Coons are not little.
Not really.
But,
No.
you know,
And the reason they look so lion-y in the face,
yeah, they've got quite a long
they've
jaw.
They've got really, really strong muscles in their jaw and face.
No, I don't doubt it.
So yeah, if she really bites you, which she doesn't do very often, then you notice it.
You're gonna feel it.
I mean,
her other trick, you were talking about, like the computer.
Mm-hmm.
She has two modes on my desk. One is dainty and elegant. She will walk across and not step on anything. And then the other one is yesterday, and I still don't even know how she did this. She walked directly across my laptop and restarted it.
Oh no!
Oh no!
And it's a Mac. You can't restart it without holding down like 3 different buttons at the same time.
She's playing Twister.
And it's like I'm sitting there doing something, and all of a sudden, bung, and I get the apple on my screen. I was like,
Are
how
you
the
serious?
fuck did you do that?
Oh no!
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
She's
tricky.
It's cats.
Biting my...
I was going to say, talking cats. I was on Mike's server yesterday, and someone was saying they love the dragons in Rain Wilds. I was like, it's because they're cats.
Basically,
They're just cats. Their cruelty is innate and somehow doesn't come across as evil. It's just what they are. And if you don't worship them, they get shitty. So,
except that they're also big enough to eat anyone.
Yeah.
But cats think they are anyway.
Cats
I'm glad they're not, though. I'm glad my cat is not large enough to actually eat me whole, because she probably would at some point.
I mean, if I ever die, my cat will eat me, and I will be
absolutely. I'll be okay with
I
that.
will be glad of that, because at least she will be sustained. But anyways, I'm gonna go drop to eat dinner. Real
if
quick
I'm dead first, sure.
Still going.
Alrighty, enjoy dinner and say hi to Aaron.
Yes.
I might actually take this opportunity also to drop out, because it's 1 a.m. here. So
that's very.
Oh my goodness!
I just wanted to stop. I'm in Berlin.
Thank you so much for dropping in.
Oh yeah,
I would never have guessed that. You do not have a
Yeah.
German accent.
I am not German.
That's
That's why. Yeah. Born in America, grew up in Australia, and moved to Germany at some point.
I can hear a little bit of the Australian in there, but
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
That's quite the adventurous life.
Yeah, it's been a lot of moving. I'm kind of tired of it, to be honest. But anyway,
Well,
I now live in Berlin, and it's late. So
Good
congratulations,
night. It was lovely
Derry.
to meet you.
Likewise.
thank you for coming.
Good to see you.
And, catch you soon.
Yep. Ciao.
Yeah, see you, Matt. Kate, it's awesome to see you. It really is. I'm so glad I thought this morning. I thought, do you know what? I haven't seen Kate for ages. I'm going to send her an invite just in case.
I saw it, and I was on a like WebEx meeting for school, and I was like, as soon as I get off this, I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna do it.
Yay. I love it.
Hopefully, after May 1st, I can do actual stuff. It's not like I don't have like ideas for videos I want to do, or that I don't want to like spend time with everyone, because I miss you all. I feel like I've only talked to my mother and Joe for like the last 4 or 5 months of my life. So, but and I really miss it. I feel like something's missing, and there's so much joy that comes with BookTube and like the community that's there, and so I want to be more involved. How have you been? Congratulations on your 500 subs.
Thank you. As I was saying earlier, I'm such a niche within a niche that getting this is actually a little bit unreal. But it's all right. I'm just letting people know that they can join, even if they don't have a channel, because we're a really small little community, as I just finished saying. So it's only going to be us that watch it. You know. Oh, I've left the rest of them.
That's okay, because it gives us an opportunity to talk about things we're passionate about, and like that's the most important thing.
Feel free to join us. And there you go. Evie wants to know if you finished either Life Ships or Fool's Errand yet.
Have I had any time to read anything that's not mental McDonald's? No. I have not had time to read anything that's mental McDonald's. I think I read I go through phases where I'm like, I need to read something right now or I'm going to go crazy because I can't watch one more episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway? And so I think I binge read some a trilogy that's like a YA murder mystery. That's like the most recent thing I've read. And so nothing really mental McDonald's for my Brianna calls it mental McDonald's. It's just books that are like
brain fluff. That's what I call them.
Brain fluff. There's not. So I read The Good Girl's Guide to Murder is the book series that I read. And it was just like a girl trying to solve a cold case in her town, trying to prove that the guy who it was pinned on was innocent. And it was just easy and it, felt good. And it was just
there's no mental weight involved.
And it's not going to make me cry or relive trauma like Robin Hobb does. So yeah, it's just easy breezy.
Good. I'm a fan of brain fluff.
Oh yeah, brain fluff. Yeah, I've read a couple Bridgerton-esque type romance novels. I think I did binge read I think I read the last 3 books of the original Percy Jackson series in less than 48 hours.
Nice.
For the brain. And I have one more book left in the second Percy Jackson series, the one that brings the Roman gods into it. Ooh. And I've been I think I was sending Pete a bunch of messages on Discord while I was reading them because he and I are going to read the last series, The Trials of Apollo, together. And talk about it because he never read it. And so, because he and I were talking about the TV show, and so we were like, oh,
right, of course.
How similar is it to the books? So,
yeah, because I keep looking at it going, I should probably watch that. I think that's probably up my alley. But the last few months has just been diabolical. So,
oh, yeah. Well, the good thing is each episode, I thought they were going to be hour-long episodes or something. They're not. They're anywhere between 35 to 48 minutes long.
Okay,
I would classify Hammer as brain fluff. Yeah.
Hey, if there's no emotional investment that you can just kind of fly through, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To have Joe talk to me about Rodman. We have talked about that in the past, but clearly Kate has been busy.
I need to
convince Joe to talk to me.
See, Joe will be good for the very last trilogy because his thing is that he doesn't remember happened in what series and what book, so he'll spoil things because he doesn't remember in what order they happen. So when I'm talking to him about it, he'll say something, I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about, so stop.
I had to explain when I had, because I was really honored. Philip Chase has finished reading the series and he came on the channel. It was the last thing I uploaded before this all went to chaos. And we started to say something and he goes, oh, are we doing spoilers? And I'm like, this is my channel. Full spoilers all the time. It's too much to try and hide. Yeah, very little happens on my channel, but isn't full spoilers.
Nothing wrong with that. So hold on one second. I'm here. I'm just moving 1 moment.
Okay.
I when I'm trying to fall asleep and I can't fall asleep, or when I'm driving somewhere, I've been listening to podcasts or YouTube videos in the background. So this is going to be my next reread.
Yes.
So I've been listening to a lot of very niche Song of Ice and Fire stuff because I read it all back when I was a senior in high school and freshman in college.
Yep.
Because I read the last book as soon as it came out, which was definitely a mistake. But and I told myself, I was like, I'm not going to read them again until the Winds of Winter has an official date. But they're
so good.
They're so good, and I think it's Lucifer means Lightbringer or whatever is the name of the guy I've been watching.
Yep.
And
David
so
Lightbringer.
I'm really, if anybody knows
a little bit. He's very high energy to watch. I struggle a lot with David. I tend to prefer Robert over on In Deep Geek. He does some marvelous stuff. He's English. He's very laid back. He's very low energy. He just sits at his desk and talks about the thing. And no, Otto, this is not coffee. This is Coca-Cola. Because I need it. And I don't drink coffee. So if I'm going to have caffeine, I need to have cola. Yeah, Robert at Indie Geek. He's just lovely. He's just lovely to listen to. And for podcasts, Radio Westeros is great. They're hosted by Lady Guinevere and Yoke Boy. And when they met as part of the Song of Ice and Fire community, she lives in the States and Yoke Boy lived in the UK, and that's how they met. Well, they're married now, living in the States, which kind of says a lot for how the community works. When you get this passionate about something with someone that you click with, it can really grow into something. And they still do their uploads, and they do, and they do like several hour long episodes where they'll concentrate on a single thing. They've done an excellent Winds of Winter primer, so that if you've been away from the books for a long time and you just kind of want to have all right, where were they at the end of the books? And they go, okay, this is where they were in the north. This was what was going on. Got to open the windows because my okay.
Oh no.
Yes.
No.
Oops. Yeah. And yes, Evie, you're quite right to remind me. Our very own Jimmy Nuts is now part of the Bend the Knee podcast. So he's obviously worth listening to because Jimmy does know his stuff.
I'll have to listen to that because I've actually, the other podcast I've been in, and Evie's going to give me crap for this because yes, I always talk about it in everything I'm on online. So whatever. But I've been listening to Jimmy and Christian's podcast about Stormlight Archive, the read along Stormlight that they're doing since it began. So I never really had a lot of interaction with Jimmy before. I've never actually talked to him in over the YouTubes, but I really appreciate all his work, and I love Christian's channel too, so I really love that stuff. I'll have to check out Bend the Knee.
Yeah, Bend the Knee is a podcast. They're also a YouTube channel, and Jimmy from the Fantasy Network is now one of the hosts. He used to just visit and contribute, and about a year or so ago joined as one of the hosts of Bend the Knee, and he knows his stuff. The other podcast I can highly recommend is History of Westeros. So you've got Radio Westeros, which is Lady Gwyn and Yoke Boy, and History of Westeros, which is Aziz and Ashaya. And Aziz knows everything about A Song of Ice and Fire. Like everything there is to know about the series. It's ridiculous. And we can welcome Evie back. Hello. We're talking about podcasts for A Song of Ice and Fire.
I know. I was listening.
I realized. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was listening to the.
I'm terrible. I always interrupt people because I don't know if there's a lag or I'm just bad about it.
Stop interrupting me, Kate.
One thing I realized listening to these YouTube videos and stuff is like I'm running into all sorts of stuff where I'm like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
And I really think because I was so much younger and I never tabbed anything before, anything like that. So I just didn't read with the same intent that I do now. And so I think I just glazed over stuff that was like super important. And so a reread is going to be necessary, but.
Yes. Thank you for popping in, Philip. I literally was talking about you just a few moments ago. Your ears must have been burning. You're clearly a popular man on YouTube today because I noticed Carlos and Yolanda over on StoryTube are doing a month of Philip. That should be great. Carlos and Yolanda, if you haven't met them, are over on StoryTube, TOOB, and they live in Ireland, and they are wonderful. If you are not subscribed, I can highly recommend them. So yeah, I appreciate you popping by.
Philip, I have your books, and they will be read once I'm done with my exam. I have them on my phone, on my Kindle.
All the other books that you still need to read.
Yeah.
Kate, first question I will always ask you is, have you finished Life Ship yet?
Nope. Well,
that's okay.
I'm stopped feeling ashamed because I haven't read things because
no need to be ashamed.
Hello,
Pete.
Enough at school, so
yeah.
Evie, I gotta show you something though. I don't know if I can do justice or not, but
and it's Roseman. Hello.
It's gonna
put it on the big screen
because there's gonna be blue and white around his staff. Can you see it? I don't know if you can.
I can't quite tell what it is. It's a little bit.
It's the Balrog.
Oh, nice.
The Khazad-dûm.
Nice. Because
And the big
thing
fire
I
is,
saw
man.
was, like, you got the Eye of Sauron, right? Is that
Yeah.
the last one that I saw you got? Yeah, that was the last one I saw you got.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
some color put on and
Beautiful. It's
everything,
looking
and
great.
yeah. It's not quite done yet. The last piece is going to be the Doors of Durin, and they're going to also be
Nice.
like blue and white, like they're glowing. But
I mean, if we're doing
Sorry,
tattoo
segueing
updates,
back.
right?
Hang on,
There you
segueing
go.
back to what we were talking about before. Robert at In Deep Geek is also a massive Lord of the Rings fan.
ooh,
Like massive. He gets involved with Tolkien birthday events that a whole bunch of YouTubers will do stuff. So yeah, he's just as big a fan of Middle Earth as well. So
love it.
at the very least, you should check out Robert. Sorry, Evie.
That's okay. It's just it was just a show, no tell. You know, Kate was gonna show off her updated ink. I was gonna show off mine too, which I have an appointment on the 27th. Is that the day?
Ooh. What will you be adding on the 20-something?
So it's technically going to be a cover up for this.
Okay.
It's going to be for Paragon, and
Ooh.
I will not say anything more because it will be spoilers for the entire series.
That's exciting. That is
Paragon's
awesome.
my favorite character. Well, no, that's
Paragon is amazing.
not my most favorite. He's my second favorite character, but
Paragon is my favorite of life ships.
Mhm.
Hands down. My favorite in life ships.
we all know I'm a Malta girl. I can't help it.
Hey, anyone who's got through life ships has to admire Malta. If for no other reason than, hey, that girl steps up when she needs to.
It's true.
Hold on 1 second. Something weird's happening. I gotta talk to Chill. Our sink's just turned on for no reason.
He's unleashed a ghost from the basement. And Tardal says, and if you have no tattoo, you can say you have a naked Nazgul.
Ah!
Oh, hello. Nice to see you. A Malta for you too. Awesome. Alex loves Wintro. Interesting. I say that. I liked Wintro in Ship of Magic. By the time we got to Ship of Destiny, he'd dropped quite a way. So, yeah. But
You know who I
that's just
like?
me.
Kyle.
Yeah. You just don't hate him as much as the rest of us.
No, I actually don't like Kyle. I admire the character work of Kenneth.
Yeah.
Kenan is just Kenan is a brilliant character. He's like a Joffrey character.
Yeah, and he's so terrible, but he's actually amazing.
Yeah.
But Kyle
But I
is
just straight up hate Kyle. I just hate him. He's like Umbridge to me. I just
exactly.
Like,
he's Umbridge to Voldemort. Yeah.
Kate, I need you to read Rainwalder Chronicles whenever you get to it.
Oh,
And
you're
I need
gonna
you
love
back
it,
me
Kate.
up.
You're gonna love
Kyle's
it.
not in the Rainwalder Chronicles.
No,
he's not.
No, he's not.
The last thing I remember is I can't say that if in case nobody else has read the books yet. But
And not everybody has got to that point in my
I'm gonna
live
pick
stream,
the
so-
private chat.
Yeah.
I just need you to like back me up on hating a certain character more.
and I'm being honest, Evie has completely valid reasons for it. Absolutely, that person is intensely hateable. I just hate Kyle more.
Who do you hate the most, Evie?
A
Well,
person
I
in the
mean,
Rainwilds.
he's introduced in the first book, so it's not really. So his name is Hest. I hate him. Like everyone talks about, like warns you about Kyle, but no one warns you about Hest. And
Yeah.
Hest infuriates me. Like I've never been triggered by a character more than every single time Hest was on the freaking page.
Oh, there you go, Alex. There you go, Anita. Alex agrees with you that everyone should hate Kenneth more. Alex does. So there you go.
I think Kenneth's just a better character than
Oh,
Kyle.
sorry, hold on. Well, or you could hurry up and read them. Yeah.
I think this is how a lot of people feel when I talk about Stormlight, when Pete and I talk about Stormlight on stream.
Yeah.
By the way, when Stormlight 5 comes out, you are dropping everything to at least read that, right? Kate?
I am going to be absolutely poofing and disappearing for about a week and a half because it comes out on my mother's birthday, which is kind of fun. And B,
Nice.
it comes out 5 days before my final exam for my last block for the winter. So
wow. Okay.
I can't have the book. I told Joe, you can read it first, but if you tell me anything about it, no. But yeah, and also I don't know if you heard, but so the leather-bound edition for the second Stormlight book, what is it called? Kickstarter, right, Pete? That dropped about a week and a half ago, I think. And so Pete and I were like on the thing, like, oh my gosh, why can't we get into the queue? Like, why can't we get into the queue? And so we're watching, and he's doing this live stream, Brandon Sanderson, and then he says his piece, and then he just looks into the camera for like 2 solid minutes, just staring into your soul. And then he turns around, grabs a giant stack of paper and slams it on the table in front of him. And then Secret Project 5 pops up. He wrote another dang book. And so we were just like, oh, and so there's another book coming out. But I don't think any of us are going to get it till like this summer because it takes forever because it's coming out with the leather bounds and stuff. So
yeah.
Oh, it's because my glasses are those like special computer glasses and have the thing. A wild Joe has appeared.
Hi, Joe.
I was just going to say, we see a random Joe.
Hello. He's fixing, he's like replacing piping and doing plumbing stuff because he's super handy in the basement.
Cool. He didn't then release a ghost.
What'd you say, Derek?
I said he didn't then release a ghost that had your sink suddenly going.
No, he left it on purpose. I just didn't realize it.
Ah, I see. Yeah,
But
everybody's saying hello.
We just drove south about an hour today, but it took us 3 hours to get there because there was a double semi-truck accident on the highway we were on. So we drove south because we're in Michigan, and we were in lower Michigan, so we were right next to the full totality of the eclipse. So we went down to watch it today, and then we drove back up. So we're both a little tired, but it was super cool. We had the special glasses and everything, and it did like completely dark. It was so weird. It was like twilight at 3:00. So
Nice.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Excuse me. I'm so
Every
sorry.
time I see an accident, I'm reminded of the fact that there is a phrase that it's like watching a train wreck because everybody has to look. Even if you're telling yourself you don't have to look, the reason that everybody has slowed down is because everybody is looking. So you don't have to look, but you look. You can't help it.
You can't look away.
You can't. It's clearly human nature that we have to see. And I always wonder why.
I think it must have something to do with like evolution and survival because if you
that's what I think.
See what's coming, then you can prepare yourself for it and possibly flee or save yourself.
What happened to them? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And let me make sure it doesn't happen to me.
I will just say that I'm not going to say what it is because I'll start crying on camera.
Okay.
But I'm still traumatized by a wreck that I saw. And it was right after it had happened. Like the ambulance and police hadn't even gotten there yet. And
no.
This happened like almost 20 years ago, and I'm still traumatized by it.
Yeah. Well, that's a little bit different than getting to a traffic accident scene that's been controlled, in terms of what you can see. But
yeah, I'm thankful I've never seen anything more than like a fender bender or whatever, or like, the wreckage of an accident after it's happened and like the police and ambulance are already there. But I'm sure when I do my ER rotation, I'll have seen some things,
Oh, yeah.
So funny that Pete mentions that they always fall asleep watching car crashes.
Yeah.
The 2 times that I've been in car wrecks, thankfully, obviously, I've not been driving. I fell asleep as a passenger and then woke up literally right before the wreck happened.
Wow.
I'm so paranoid that I will not fall asleep in a car.
Can I tell your car story?
Can I tell the story?
Sorry. That's Joe, but he actually was in a car crash once. Thankfully, no one in the car was actually like really injured, but they stepped out of the car and like, was it a couple minutes later?
Yeah, the whole car caught on
Yeah,
fire.
the whole car caught on fire, and that like
Oh,
in a movie or something.
that's a thing.
And everyone was
yeah.
safe. Like they were all safe. The car just caught on fire and like boom. So
Wow. That's a lot. Thank you,
Mhm.
Michael. I was once in a quite a bad car accident, but I don't remember it because I was damaged. And I do remember waking up in hospital and the nurse coming in and she's like, "And how are you?" And I'm like, where am I?" And she goes, "Okay, so you don't remember." And I was like, "Okay, that means that we've had this conversation before." She says, "Yes, and that's what you say every time." I was like,
because you're
"Okay."
smart.
And I was like, I wonder how many times I've had this conversation. But yeah, I don't remember it at all. But when I was living in Australia and the car was complete write-off. Everybody got out fine. And I was the only one who got hurt, and I was in the back seat. And I was very, very drunk. But I wasn't driving. And yeah.
Retrograde
I don't even
amnesia.
remember. So I don't remember. I lost
That
the whole
might have-
weekend.
Oh, the whole weekend.
The
Wow.
whole weekend. We'd all gone up as a group to the Sunshine Coast, which is just south of Brisbane. And, you know, it's party central when you're young. And so we'd gone up there for the weekend. And it was on the way back that we had the accident. And I remember nothing of that entire weekend.
Oh no, that's like a catch-22 kind of like you lost
Yeah.
your good memories, but at least you're
But,
you're not like
you know.
traumatized from the accident.
Not at all. Although I will never forget the fact that I ended up in a hospital in Mooloolaba. And there is a place called Mooloolaba.
I don't
Okay.
think you lived in Australia ever. I guess I
Only
thought
briefly. Only briefly. It was just under a year. And it was too hot. I'm like, I cannot do another summer in this country. I will die.
Did you see any of like the Nope dinner plate spiders and stuff?
Oh, we had a goanna that lived in the laundry. And I don't really pay attention to spiders because I don't mind them. But the goanna gave me the shits because he was huge. Like, seriously, he was huge. And he would just kind of sort of stand there in front of the washing machine. And you'd be like, can you move? I want to do laundry. But you don't want to get close enough to shoo him because you're like,
What if he jumps up at you? Like,
yeah, it's like there's some hindbrain thing going, don't get too close to the thing that looks like a dinosaur. And yeah, that used to give, seriously, it gave me the shits. But thankfully, we lived in Australia. So if the sun was out, he would go outside and be in the sun. So yay, lots of sun in Australia.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it when he would be inside by the washing machine.
That's really weird that was by the washing machine because
I
I
know.
was born in Arizona and my
Yeah.
mom was there obviously before I was born, and she and my dad had this roommate that had a huge ass iguana. And
Oh,
she
okay.
told me this story of like she was always afraid of it, but he usually kept it in the like glass
Yeah.
enclosure. But one day she was going to do laundry and she like screamed bloody murder because the thing was sitting in front of the washing machine. And that's really
Random.
weird.
Okay, maybe there's something about washing machines that cold-blooded creatures like. Who knows?
Maybe they like to
Have I
lean
seen
up
any
against them
kangaroos?
'cause
Yes,
they're
I have.
cool.
They're actually a pest in Australia, kangaroos. And it seems like a myth, but it's a thing. There is a country-long fence in Australia that cuts the western part of it up from the eastern, and it's to stop kangaroos kind of getting into the populated areas.
Wow.
Because
I thought that
they're a menace.
It must be like deer in the US, or at least in the Midwest.
Possibly. But
It's everywhere.
I imagine they're more aggressive than deer because they are bolshy bastards.
They don't
Oh,
punch you, like kangaroos might, but the moose apparently in the very north and in Canada will go after you if you're in their way. Oh, hell no. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a
not.
hell to the no.
Oh no.
I did-
I would never sleep again. No.
I did wake up once to something falling on my face and I flicked it away. And when I flicked it away, I felt its legs kind of spiky on my hand. And that's what woke me up because it was a weta. And a weta is native to New Zealand. And they're enormous crickets, basically. They're like that big. And where's my fingers? There we go. They're just enormous. And they've got like reverse barbs on their legs. And I got out of bed so fucking fast. Could I find it after having flicked it away?
Of course not.
No. It showed up the following day on the arm of the sofa, and my boyfriend at the time freaked the hell out. He's like, ah! And I'm like, yeah, that was what was on my face. But no, apparently he's more traumatized than I was. Yeah, that was scary. I didn't like that.
Pete, I really don't need those facts. Like, I can live forever without those facts.
Listen, Pete, go back to your free-range Wi-Fi on your commune, okay?
And yes, that fence is also for rabbits. Rabbit-proof fence. There was a movie about it in the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah. Please show us the fluffy kitty after all the creepy
George.
Miss George. George is a girl, much like Fitz is a girl.
Miss George. My Fitz isn't a girl. The other Fitz is a girl. Fitz is a
Matt's Fitz is a girl.
Yes. His Fitz is, I don't know. His Fitz, she's very, very pretty. My Fitz isn't quite so fluffy.
Your Fitz is very cute though.
By some random Greg. I wonder if the Greg explained about it.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Very possibly. I have to ask you, have you been watching Book Jeopardy? Because there was an episode yesterday, Kate.
I have not.
There are ads now.
Oh my God.
Kate was a fabulous contributor this week.
I'll have to watch it.
As was Anita.
And was Anita. Yeah, it's worth a look.
I didn't watch this past one, but I think the one before, I did watch one recently. I caught like the second half. Yeah. And I think it was the previous one, but I missed them.
No, because
it's my glory days. I want to be on Jeopardy again. I need to make up for my loss in the Championship of Champions.
No, that's right. You have to come and tune in next time because Evie and I are on next time.
And Yolanda.
And Yolanda of StoryTube, who I mentioned earlier.
How am I going to decide who to root for? That's not fair.
That's not right. You can be neutral. You can be like everyone going, Alan is going to win.
Alan always wins.
Yeah.
Are you done eating so I can show you off to the people?
I think he had, whatever one I watched was the one where he had a whole, what are they called? Why, category, that's the word. Yeah. Category of previous questions that no one got right.
Yeah. Stumpers
from the vault.
Yeah.
He brought that back last episode too.
Yeah. Alan's version from the vault.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm much.
Okay, sorry, George.
Oh dear.
She didn't want to offend you. Sorry, guys.
Not so bad. I would show you Moxie, but he vanishes through the day now.
I'm so sorry, George.
Next time I come on, I'll have my Fitzy boy. But maybe I'll have my Molly. I don't know. I gotta
She acts like Mad Cat from Inspector Gadget. Kitty soft, kitty gone. Yeah. Kitty scratch right here. I can feel it.
Oh no. Oh no.
She really didn't want to be on camera.
No.
Oh. Not happy at all.
You just launched yourself off my.
I saw it.
Holy crap!
You right?
Yeah, I'm good. It's just gonna stain for a bit. We're good.
Oh no.
That's not good. It's one thing when we got to move home.
Should I be on your lap now? And I'm like, you bastard.
The nerve. Of course you can. We're all cat people. We all know that's how it goes. Motzi, when we came home and we could finally bring Motzi home as well, we were all a bit worried because Motzi was totally living Motzi's best life at the house he was living at. Like, we were getting updates and he's so happy and he's letting himself be groomed and he's like, fully having a spa week month time. So we were all a bit nervous when he came home. And he came home and he was the most adorable thing ever. He like headbutted everyone. This is a cat that does not rub his face on things. Because he gets the fluid build up around his eyes, so it looks like he's got lots of cysts. So it hurts him to push his face on things. And he was like, I'm going to headbutt everybody because you brought me back.
He missed you.
He really did, and it was so lovely.
Wait, so did you guys not visit him while he was in his?
No, because we were all separated all over the city, and of course I don't have a car, so to get anywhere is a massive mission by bus. Leah's working full time, the kids are at school, and it was just too hard. So we were all just getting the updates, And it was awesome. Thank you. It was awesome for him to come back and be so lovey. And he does love us. And then the first Monday, everyone went back to work and school. So I finally had the house back to myself again. He came into my room and he was like just mooching how cats do. And I was like, where do you want to be? You know, I'm perfectly happy to move things so you can jump, because he can't jump because he's old and he's got arthritis. So I move a chair so that he can take a couple of steps onto the bed or whatever. And he would not settle. So I was like, oh, you little bastard. So I went and made a cup of tea. I came back and he's sitting in this chair. And I'm like, really?
They like to
And
be
he just
where you
like,
are.
Yeah. I sit here now. I was like, oh, what do you think?
Every
That's
time
what
I
he
get up,
does.
every time I get up from this chair, and it's only started in the last. Actually, now that I think about it, so it started in the last almost 2 years ago, around the time that George started yelling at me to demand for her to get into my lap. Every time I get up from this chair, because I now work from home full time because of COVID. So every time I get up, I will come back in, whether it be less than 2 minutes from the time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. She'll be laying in the chair and she'll be yelling at me like, no, I'm staying, like put her claws in.
My
like,
chair now.
Don't move me.
Fitz gets in my chair the minute I sit up from my computer chair. And my computer chair is some junky old thing I got for like $40 off of Craigslist and picked up from someone's driveway. And he just immediately, like, I'll go to the kitchen and come directly back and he's snoozing in my chair. And so I have to, again, just like a game.
Yeah.
My girl used to do that.
Hi. Yeah.
Max is not like that. He's not a very, like, speaking of Max, he's
He's so good.
he loves being with me. Like, Aaron is downstairs. Max has full room of the house, but he will stay beside me literally all day, whether someone else is home or not. And but as soon as I try to, like, you know, put my arm on him or just try to cuddle him and be like affectionate, he's like, nope, I do not want any of your affection. I'm out.
I just want to be in your space, not touching you. Yeah. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. I like what Lionel says here with having dogs, because my ex had a German Shepherd who I absolutely adored and still grieve for many years after he's gone. And he very much was, no, I'm still puppy size. So he would try and sit on your lap. What was really funny was he knew he wasn't allowed in certain places. But when we would come home, we could see into our living room because we lived in the country. We didn't need curtains. And he would be sat in my ex's chair, like sitting in the chair with his paw on the armrest. Like, yes, I'm the lord of the castle now.
Like the Dos Equis man. I'm the most interesting dog in the world.
Funny.
And then as soon as you got home,
he would hear us at the door and he'd be, no, and he would be in his bed by the time we got to the living room. Like, I totally was been good the whole time you were gone. Totally. He was hilarious. Smartest dog ever. Seriously, he was the best. And thank you. I appreciate it for the congratulations. I have been, I'm having one of those lives, basically. Forget days or weeks or months. One of those lives. So, and you've got a Roddy.
Roddies are.
Oh, she's one after she's 6.
Dogs. They're adorable.
They're such sweethearts. They really are.
I am not adjusting well to not having a dog in my life.
I was going to ask, how are you coping without having a dog?
I had to literally unfollow every dog page I followed on Facebook because I would just cry. Yeah. So, but I'm okay. So when Birdie died, she had that big seizure and it was this emergency thing and she was in pain and it was horrible and bad.
Yeah.
But Milla, she had
really
cancer.
old.
She wouldn't even, Joe and I got home one day and she just wouldn't even get up off the bed. And so we were just like, we got to do it. I didn't want her to suffer like her sister had.
Yeah.
And then so we took her in, and she actually it was a good day for her, which made it even harder because like we took her for this long walk, and she was all happy, and I got her like French fries, and she was just like a happy girl, and she loves going to the vet because she loves people. And so she was just like her wiggle bug and everything. But so I felt a lot of guilt, like, did I do the right thing? Was it too early?
No.
But
no, you did. And I often wonder, because I mean, they're dogs and they know us and they love us, that when you reach that point in yourself where you've gone, yes, it's time, she's felt that allowance. She's been given permission to go. That's why she was happy. She was like, I don't have to deal with all the pain anymore, so I can have a good day. She's letting me do this now. I don't have to stay and look after her because she's said it's okay for me to go.
Yeah, I
So
think
that's
I
how
like,
I look at that.
My cousin told me that her dog, she had a pit bull too, and she just looked at him and she was like, when it's time, you're going to tell me that it's time. And she was like, she told me, she was like, they just look at you and you just know.
And they're telling you, like, I can't do it anymore.
That can't be true. And she did. And I was just like, shit. Okay. And Joe was there with me, and he was really great. And I was a mess, but we survived it. And I'm not going to get another dog until after I'm done with med school, because I
don't think I could after my ex's dog.
I'm
a cat person. Yeah. I've never had dogs before, but there's no way I could let somebody into my heart that way again. That just ripped my soul out. I
have like 12-hour shifts and 24-hour shifts, and I just can't, like, it's not fair. So
exactly. They don't deserve that. Yeah.
Because he likes being alone sometimes, and
and it's a cat. They'll put up with it. Yeah.
That's the price we pay for loving them and for getting their love in return. And I just keep telling myself that,
And when I was talking to Philip the other week, he was going through the loss of his girl for quite a traumatic portion of the realm of the elderlings. And, we were talking about that. And I said, I think part of the reason we grieve so deeply for our pets is there's no baggage with our pets. We just love them and they just love us. We don't argue with the pets about who's going to do the dishes. We don't have grudges with our pets because they don't like this thing and you like that thing. There's no baggage. Your very best friend, me and my very best friend the last few weeks, we have baggage.
Mm-hmm.
We've learned to deal with the baggage, but it's there. There are things I don't do because it annoys her, and there's things she doesn't do because it annoys me. You don't have that with your pets. You just love each other. So when they're gone, it's this really pure thing that's gone. Of course we're going to grieve the way we do for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the purest relationships you're ever going to have. So people who don't understand that can piss right off, frankly.
Yeah.
So
yes,
I love rats.
That's the quote that I always think about.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I felt a lot of guilt.
Rats
are amazing.
They're so smart, man. They'll do anything for a freaking chocolate chip.
A little yogurt bite.
Yeah, seriously. And they're so easy to train. That's why I don't like wild rats, because I know how smart they are.
Oh, they are. They're little subway rats, another matter. But my fancy rats and the rats. I mean, people might hate me for this. I'm a medical person. I worked in a research lab. It was an ethical lab. We did ethical things. We treated our animals well. I will say that. But I adopted rats from my research center, and so I got to take them home and give them good lives and everything. And I love them to pieces. Even in the lab, like, you have to handle them so much every day so that they stay used to people. And we would put them in our little like pockets and our scrubs and stuff. And like,
they love it. Yeah, because like any animal, they have a personality. And they're just a smart critter makes for a fabulous pet. And rats are really smart.
They're so smart. And people are like, ew, they have gross tails. And I'm like, but their tails are cute.
But they have little hands. And they pick things up with their little hands.
Grab the treats from you and they hold them. And like,
cute.
I love them.
They're very cute. And then you meet the wild ones and you're like, you are too smart. Yeah. I don't like it.
Mhm.
Go away.
I think I love like rodents because when I was in elementary school, I read like every Redwall book that existed. And so I love all the little furry creatures because they're all about like mice and things that, fight
Okay.
and they're all anthropomorphic, but they make rats the bad guys in that, which makes me kind of sad.
They're always the bad guys. Rats and weasels. I mean, weasels, okay. I
Isn't
get it.
We used to have a
But,
rat in 6th grade. That was our class pet. And we would be able to take the rat home for a weekend, to take care of it. And I loved that rat. His name was Oreo. And I was like, I've always wanted a rat. And so when I was in college, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a rat. That was the most evil rat on the planet. I swear to God.
Oh, God, really?
I would try to handle him, and he was just like, he was so aggressive. And I'm like,
oh, okay.
Oh, to the point that I stopped handling him, and I just had to feed him, and I wound up giving him away. I'm like, this is not fair to him. This poor thing.
No, it's not a good. That's not a good one. I had a by the time he died, he was a big rat. By the time he died, and he was called Harold. And we got to the point where we didn't have a cage for him. He just free roamed in the house and had a dirt box.
Yeah, you can teach him how to use a litter box. It's great.
They're really smart. And I would have him. He would just be with me through the day if I was home. And I remember opening the door once, and somebody knocked, and it was religious people trying to convince me to follow their church. And I've opened the door and gone, hi. And they've gone, I can see you're busy. We'll come back another time, and gone away. Because I had this massive great rat on my shoulder, and I'm like, okay. Bye then.
Note to self, get a rat so I can keep those people away.
Keep all the awful people away. Absolutely.
It was just really funny. So, squirrels, I think they are very cute. I was visiting the UK a few years ago. I had a family wedding to go to. And I was in London in Hyde Park, and there was an Asian couple trying to take a photo of a squirrel on a tree. The squirrel's on the tree, and they're trying to get a photo of it, and it keeps shifting around the trunk away from them. And the reason it was funny is because less than 2 feet behind them is a squirrel sitting there watching them. It was so funny.
Okay, I tried to find, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, if my computer camera will pick it up, but these were my rats from the research lab. They're the white ones with the red eyes.
Oh,
I don't know if you can really see that or not.
I can see one little face.
Yes.
But, that's
Good
cute.
little, excuse the balls.
You kind of can't get away from them with rats.
Nope, you can't.
No, there's no doubting.
Oh, and these were my other two.
Oh, they're nice.
They would sit there while I read.
Yeah.
And they
Harold
actually
liked
got
it when
along,
I would
that's
read.
Nice.
Oh yeah. I adopted them from someone who couldn't keep them anymore. So I only had them for like a year and a half before they passed away. But
foxes as well, Dee. No.
Ooh, foxes are cool.
They're so pretty. Yes, Evie has the fox.
Mm-hmm.
Good girl. I had to look at Etsy actually yesterday, thinking I need some Realm of the Elderling stuff. And I was looking and I was like, oh, I like that. And I was like, oh, okay, that's that many dollars. And the shipping is that many more dollars. No, thank you.
They should have like a way for you to
Unreal.
To like put a filter on so that you only get shown stuff that's like in New Zealand or like in Australia or like near you.
It was outrageous. There was I wanted to get one of the T-shirts that was Wolves Have No Kings, and the cheapest one I could find was $28 New Zealand. And I was like, okay, I'm prepared to pay that for this. No worries. So, okay, put it in the cart. Shipping, $38. No, I'm not paying that for a T-shirt because that ends up being more than $60, and they can forget it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
International shipping is the worst. It was like that for like the Sanderson box of the year thing. Like the shipping for other countries was absolutely ridiculous. I wish Penny would come up here. So Joe has a cat, but she doesn't like being picked up. So I don't want to pick her up. And sometimes she jumps. What, Joe?
She does do like being picked up.
Does she? I don't want her to scratch me. Where is she? Penny. Maybe she's going
I
potty.
hear these stories, Alex, where you're saying about foxes and attacking cats. I always think of Grebo from Discworld. I love Grebo. Grebo's awesome. Just saying.
Real quick, because I feel like this is part of my contract with myself.
Sure.
Kate,
Have you? Sorry.
I need you to read The Vanished Birds and or The Spear Cuts Through Water, please. Because
it looks like this. It's very beautiful.
I know. I was looking at it. I was like, oh, she has that too.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Okay.
I have to read it, or she's going to disown me.
Hey,
I
you
do
have
have
just read The Vanished Birds, so you're
have
one
just finished
ahead of a lot of people.
I have this copy of The Vanished Birds that this really beautiful person gave me, so I guess I can read it.
I literally just finished it yesterday. It's beautiful.
I actually forgot that I sent it to you, so whoops.
So yes, Grebo does eat wolf and the occasional bear, and by dint of great effort is every male ancestor for the last 40-something generations in Lanka. So,
Is this a cat?
Yeah, Grebo. He's Nanny Og's cat, and he's fabulous.
Hey, Penny.
Kitty?
Right, I'm trying to figure out why Empire of the Dan paperback is more expensive than the hardcover. I don't know, but it's beautiful, so buy the hardcover.
This is Penny. She's a calico.
Oh, sweetie.
She's
She
like, I'm
hates
done.
me. She's like, the box is saying my name. Hey,
She's
pretty.
a chunky cat.
She's looking at her dad.
Hey, pretty girl.
She is a chunky. Joe hates it when I call her round.
You guys need to chill.
Okay,
He
you
gets
guys
very
need to go and
offended
have a
when I
look
call
at
her
Awkward Ashley's cat. Awkward Ashley has a reactor on YouTube at her cat Beans. That cat is a chonker. Okay?
She's perfectly round and round is the shape.
Penny is not a chonker like Beans. Beans looks like a cartoon cat that's a balloon with the little legs sticking out. Like, seriously, I was like, hey, if I knew where you lived, I would have you for freaking animal abuse. That is not okay.
No, it actually really is.
Happy, but I'm always appalled when I see your cat. That is not okay.
Usually with animals, I know at least with dogs, if dogs are severely obese, overweight, it usually takes off about 2.5 years from their life.
Yeah.
So
it's just not good for them.
Well, because they can get all the same disease, they can get all the same like problems that come with obesity that humans have. I mean, they get diabetes too, they can get thyroid issues too, they can get heart disease too. Like,
plus their bones just really aren't designed to carry that. So they end up with all sorts of joint problems, and anyway, it's a thing. And I was not impressed when I first saw her cat. I was like, oh. And the cat's been on a diet now for, I don't know, must be years, because I've been following this woman for ages. And she does look a little bit thinner, in that she doesn't look quite so cartoonish, but she's still a very chunky cat.
You could get one of those wheels that's like a cat treadmill. I want to get one for Fitz, but they're like kind of expensive.
They are.
Like
I have seen them being made, like, you know, one of those do-it-yourself hack things. And I was like, yeah, but what if you're not good at making them and they fall on my cat? I don't want to traumatize my cat for exercising. It's bad enough when I have to.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
I think Anita and Pete are going to go into the boxing ring soon.
Yep, there's beef happening in the chat.
Sorry, Penny, I know you might hate
Are we going to be selling tickets? What's happening here? Anita and Pete arguing about something? Should I be concerned? No.
Will I ruin your camera guy?
No, I don't think so. It'll be fine. Sorry, I have to go get my Diet Coke because I have an addiction too.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Well, what are we now? We're nearly midday here, so I've been going for an hour and a half. So I'm going to think about winding it up reasonably soon. Okay. I'm actually getting hungry because I didn't have breakfast, because I generally don't. But I've been awake since quite early because, oh my God, I hit 500 subscribers. Like, seriously, how does that happen when you're this niche?
Hey,
I don't know.
The Game
oh
of
my
Thrones
God, do I appreciate you all? Oh, it is amazing. But Game of Thrones was a TV show and had stuff.
But like, there's like super niche stuff that people follow. I mean, there's.
I know, but it was unexpected, because I never in my wildest dreams thought this many people would want to hear me blather on. So I am very touched that this many people want to listen to me blather on. So
You
thank
have wonderful,
Eve.
intelligent blatherings.
Oh, thank you for saying so.
Like it were. Mhm.
But yes. So thank you for joining me, the lovely Evie, friend of the channel, the lovely Kate, friend of the channel, and everybody's lovely animals and pets and who came to visit. And yeah, and hopefully I'll catch everybody in the chat again sometime soon when I next go live, because I do want to do this reasonably regularly, but I also want to post actual content again, which I am working on.
Everyone will be looking forward to a discussion with me and Derry on the vanished birds.
This is
Ooh.
right. So we will, yeah, we will be seeing you shortly. I always have good stuff to say. Well, thank you. And again, seriously, there aren't words. I genuinely appreciate every single person who comes and watches me talk bollocks. So with that, I'm going to love you and leave you.
Love you too.